Hello there everyone, Ash and Flash here, and welcome on into my spoiler review for LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2 Pieces of the Past. And this is going to follow the same format that we do for all our regular spoiler reviews. We're going to go non-spoilers, spoilers, and then talk about LEGO. What did they do? What could they have done? It's a LEGO show. There's so much they could do for sets, and I think they really missed out on a few things as well that we'll talk about. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about what I thought, non-spoiler wise. I really like season 1. I think that they did a great job of referencing both like Star Wars's history, Lego's history with Star Wars, but also putting their own spin on things. I think was really great, and obviously honoring such a nostalgic and beloved character like Jedi Bob and integrating him, giving him a backstory, which was really crazy too. I really was just blown away by season 1. And going into season 2, just some of the promotional stuff, I was like, all right, this looks really interesting conceptually. And I think they did a great job of introducing just different random versions of characters. I think just like they did in season 1, but adding layers to that. I think that there were definitely some episodes. I know there's only 4, but to me, there was like one standout episode that I was laughing from start to finish. And I don't know what it was about that one, but it was really funny. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what can I say without going into spoilers or specifics. But obviously, you're going to see a lot of fan favorite characters returning from the first season. You're going to see some new twists on some other characters here, which I thought were really fun. For people that didn't appear in that first batch of stuff, some legend stuff too, which was really crazy. But yeah, let's just jump into spoilers. So I really like Solitus. I thought his voice was really cool. I really just thought his design was neat too. I thought that fight with Palpatine was so cool, and how Palpatine did his little spinny move, and that was the one thing that landed a scar on him. I just thought, like, from a storytelling wise of him being just so powerful that in this galaxy translates to him being a really powerful Jedi. And I thought that was really cool that out of everybody, he was the one that actually stood up and actually did some damage to him. I thought was really fun. Reminded me of, like, obviously the drop of blood with Thanos, but I think that was really, really cool. I'm jumping to episode 3 because it was just so good. Like, I don't know what it was about that. It was just so funny from start to finish. I think a large part of that was like what they were giving us in terms of like Mark Hamill just making fun some more of the sequels and stuff, and Snoke, who's that? And then having his mom be like, who cares? I thought was beautiful. Like, I thought that was great. I thought that instead of it being a Sarlacc pit, being a Snoke pit was great. I loved the pirate stuff. The fact that in this universe, leaning into the just comicalness of it, of making pirates go yarg, and all those jokes, and having Anthony Daniels do those stupid pirate lines was so funny to me. I really love that. And also R2, the pirate variant, I love the peg leg they gave him. It was so funny. I don't know what it was. And the family dynamic with the Skywalkers was just great. Like between Anakin and Padme, it was just so fascinating to me. Oh my goodness. I really just want to go back and rewatch that episode because it was just so funny. I really liked it. I liked how they turned like so many of the different vehicles and put spins on them. Specifically the BB-8 one I thought was so cool. I love that. And all their call signs too, and then Luke having, this is BB Wing 8 or whatever it was. I'm like, oh, this is just peak fun Star Wars and Lego. It reminded me so much, this one specifically, of the Lego movies, just with all the lines throughout this about, like, you know, play and chaos and different things, and Solidus wanting just peace and quiet. I thought was so interesting. I really was expecting, oh my goodness, are we gonna cut to a human world or something like that? But then I remembered, wait a second, no, these two characters, they literally existed in the Star Wars world. And that's how things kicked off in season 1. But I just, oh my goodness, I loved all of that. I think that, again, the randomness of like Lego Star Wars and like kids playing with it and merging them together, like just of a kid being able to tell a story of like, you know what, I'm going to grab Ahsoka from my Brickheads collection and I'm going to take this buildable ugly Chewbacca and just mash that together for this is really crazy to me. I think that I would have loved to see more of their worlds, like going to Chewbacca's like buildable galaxy would have been really cool, and seeing Ahsoka a little bit there at the end with those other brickheads for Rebels, which we've never gotten, and I don't think it necessarily means anything because I was looking at this, I'm like, I don't see any prints, so I feel like that's not like a hint towards anything in the future. It could be, but I don't know. I'd love a Rebels pack so badly. That would be amazing. But also, speaking of like current sets, I thought it was really funny as well, the Death Star bit and just running through every single room from the $1,000 Death Star. I thought was so funny, and just the chaos that ensued of going room to room. And speaking of like products, I thought it was really interesting that while they had access to the $1,000 Death Star, they didn't have the buildable K2 or even all the battle droids merged together to make a Droideka. Meanwhile, we have the big brick built versions of them. So it would have been cool if there was a little bit more stuff like that from this year specifically, besides just the Death Star somehow. The Porgles that I spotted in the trailer was so cool to see. Ventress with the Day Sisters, the Rancors, oh my goodness. Seeing Darth Revan, Mara Jade reference, which was crazy. And also, the Landalorian was so cool. Like, I know that it was just Billy D giving the voice, but oh my goodness, the charisma that he carried with saying all these lines of, "This is the way, baby." And I'm like, oh my goodness, I could have a whole show of just him. Jar Jar being back as well, but I think the funniest thing for me was Cal, and just, he's from like a video game world, and all his dialogue for the show was all like, oh, game over, game on. I'm like, this is so funny. Like, I can't even imagine how much fun some of these people had. Again, to go back to Mark Hamill and Anthony Daniels, like, people have been doing this for years. I mean, even Maul for an extent. Like, it was just such wacky dialogue and interpretations of their characters that I hope that beyond, getting the paycheck, I hope they genuinely had fun recording these, because I feel like as a fan, hearing them and seeing them do all these wacky things in the Lego medium as well was just amazing. And I mean, the family dynamic and stuff like that, it was sappy at times. It was what you would expect for that, the I love you and the I knows, and obviously all the Star Wars references that you've come to love and expect, I guess, now 2 seasons in. I really think for now, this is just insane that we're even getting a Lego Star Wars show, that we're getting sets as well. This is the closest we've been to getting Lego movie sort of stuff. I mean, we got Piece by Piece last year, but we don't talk about that. I really just loved this season, and it's not enough. It's like an hour, I guess, all things together, like 25 minutes of piece, but I want more. I really do. It's not enough. I want there to be a longer season, but if not, at least give them a season 3, because I think it's just so fun and hilarious. I really want them to do more. Lego talk, I think that the set for what they chose was good. I mean, it was them coming together to build something, and I think that having that versus the Stap with Solitus, I think is quite fitting. And obviously Jedi Bob Starfighter and all that's still available on shelves, so you can go pick that up as well, which does make an appearance in the show again in season 2. Definitely recommend going out to get that. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like what else they could have done in terms of just like characters. Obviously there's no shortage, but I really think the most missed opportunity was not getting Jackson. I really am just surprised he's in the forefront of all the promotional material, and then they didn't include him in the set. And I think that's such a shame, because where else are you going to get him? I really don't know. Maybe if they put these on Blu-ray or something, they could make him be a figure, but they haven't done that in a long time. But it's just such a shame that he wasn't included. And again, there's so many ships and vehicles, locations, and different things that I would love to see turned into stuff. And as everyone, what did you think of season 2? Did you like it better than season 1? I feel like that 3rd episode really had me laughing from start to finish. I want to go back and rewatch season 1 and now watch season 2, because it's just so much fun. Anyways, be sure to subscribe, turn the bell notifications so that you don't miss out on an announcement for hopefully season 3. More spoiler reviews and different things. I guess for Star Wars, the next thing is going to be The Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm pretty sure is next up. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all in the next one.